The remarkable actions yesterday, what we saw in the markets in the United States with crude oil plummeting. We now know what this means for Australian motorists, having looked at the Asian markets yesterday. Singapore MOGAS, which is our oil benchmark price, it fell about $5 a barrel to less than $20 a barrel now, so it's trading at just over $17 a barrel. That's about 4 or 5 cents off the pace of where we currently are, so we're going to see those falls in addition to what we are already seeing. So in addition to the falls that we have seen over the last week, in addition to the falls we're expecting this week, prices will probably fall another 4 or 5 cents at least just off the back of yesterday.
So just 4 or 5 cents, what should we be paying for petrol now, this week, and in 2 weeks' time, what should it be then?
Yeah, well, the best indicator of that is the wholesale price. So the wholesale price in Sydney, as of yesterday, was 82 cents. We expect that to fall now to below 80 cents. It'll probably fall another few cents and continue to fall. So as the main capitals with price cycles are all falling, they will now get to below probably 80 cents. We were talking about it being below 90 cents on Sky News last week. Well, the average prices in the major capitals will get to below probably 80 cents, and if these falls continue, possibly even more. Outside of Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, Adelaide and Perth, the falls haven't happened anywhere near enough or quickly enough or steeply enough. And so we want to see average prices in those areas falling to around $1 or below at least, and that is still with very handsome profit margins for the oil companies. So what we are seeing in the major capital cities, we are not seeing in Canberra, Hobart, Darwin and regional Australia, and we need to start seeing it.
There is no doubt there is an oil glut at the moment due to COVID-19. Yeah. We're not using our cars, and you can't just turn these oil wells off. So these big companies in Saudi Arabia, right around the world, need to keep on producing this oil. They really have no choice. They can't just turn the tap off. But how low can it possibly go? Because we pay a lot of tax on petrol in this country. I think almost 50 cents in every litre. So can it get to 55, just over 50 cents? What do you think?
Well, the OPEC cuts that were announced last week don't come into play until May, and even then the volumes of what they're talking about won't be anywhere near enough to deal with the massive falls in demand. Look, if we don't see economies globally start to pick up and people start to use this oil, both in terms of planes and jet fuel, but also the economy start to move again with people getting back in their cars and going to work, then who knows where we could end up. I mean, basically what we do know is in terms of what we pay, about 42 cents out of every litre is the fuel excise. You then pay GST on the total amount of the retail price. We are seeing falls in places that we never thought we would see. I mean, we're talking about average prices now dropping to well below 20-year lows. And so if we don't start to see a bit of a turnaround in the global economy, we really don't know where this ends.
Just quickly before I let you go, should we be stockpiling?
Look, that's a really good question. It's one we got asked a fair bit yesterday. Should Australia be stockpiling its reserves? The problem is we've got nowhere to put it. Yes, we should be stockpiling if we had storage capacity in Australia. We don't have enough, which has been an ongoing issue now for decades. I mean, Australia's storage capacity for diesel and petrol, and particularly diesel, which is the fuel you would need in the crisis, it is nowhere near the levels that we need it to be. In order to build that storage capacity, you're talking about a price tag in the billions, not the millions. Do we do that now in this current climate where so much of the Australian government's attention is just trying to help people and small businesses survive? That's a matter for the government, but long term, we really do need to look at our storage capacity in Australia. This is something that NRMA has been talking about since 2006. And so, yeah, we should be stockpiling. We've just got nowhere to put it.